On today's episode, we're going to talk about supplementation and things that you need to be careful of when you are supplementing with vitamins and minerals. It's going to be a good one. Grab your coffee and let's get into it.
I got my coffee.
You got your coffee?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, just don't hit your mic.
I'm good.
You're good?
That's too far. I can't reach that little table.
No, that's fine. So how's it going?
Good. Got a little nap in today, so I feel fresh, rested. Because I've been up since 4 in the morning.
Is that what time I didn't even hear you get up.
Yeah. It's hard, but I just get up because I like to study in the morning. My brain's more fresh, get more stuff done. You got to understand, that's extra hours. That adds up every week, getting up that early.
No, I know.
There's a little formula to it.
I've been struggling with getting up early. I've been getting up at 5:15, and that is not enough time. I run out of time in the morning. It's not enough.
I know.
And so it's not good, but I just felt like I've needed it. I don't know.
I just don't want to get stuck in that habit. Me too. I feel like I could use that extra hour. I'm sure I could, but it's like, fuck, I want to just get back to normal like I used to.
Yeah, I'm okay with
because my brain is fresher in the morning. Like I'm firing on all cylinders when I'm studying. I'm grasping it better. I try to study in the afternoon. I'm like brain dead.
I'm the same way. You know what I did on Sunday? This is what happens when I read books. I finally decided to read the book that I was reading during the day because I kept trying to read my book. At night, it literally puts me to sleep.
Quick.
Instantly.
Probably a page or two.
So the book is called The Handmaid.
Yeah.
And I was getting frustrated because I kept falling asleep after seriously 2 pages. So I finally thought, you know what? I'm going to read my book. I'm just going to chill and read. But I forgot how I get when I read a book, and I fell into the book. I don't even know how long I read, but I read the entire book.
I'm the same way. Once I lock in, especially in the daytime, I'll knock out a book in a day or two.
Yeah, I loved it though. I actually started the second one. The second one is The Handmaid is Watching. I think there's 3 in the series, but it's really good, by the way. But I forgot that I got like that. I've been like that my whole life. I think there's some people that read a book and they read words on a page. But there's some people that read a book and they read the first few words and then the movie starts playing. I'm the second. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm curious. You guys comment if you know what I'm talking about. Can you start reading a book and then after a few lines, you literally don't even you can't even tell that you're reading because you're just seeing the movie play out in your head. I fall into my books. It's almost like a dream. It's weird. And then when I stop reading and I get up and I go into the kitchen or something, I feel like I'm foggy.
Yeah. Your brain's been working. Probably burning a lot of calories reading.
I'm curious. I wonder.
I know, right? They say that about chess. Chess players burn a lot of calories.
But I've heard that some people, that they're like, oh, I can't get into reading. I think it's because those are the people that read words on a page.
I know what you mean.
They're reading.
I get into the book, and I'm doing Tim Grover, and it's a lot of motivational stuff that he does, and the mindset, stuff that we do. It's makes a lot of sense, It's like there's a cleaner, closer, God, what's the third person? But it's talking about different types of people, basically, like the Jordans of the world, then the Scottie Pippens, who are kind of not on that level of Jordan, but they're still good. Mm-hmm. There's the outliers. It's
But when you read motivational books, does that, or those kind of books, work-related books, does that, can you fall asleep to that kind of content?
Yeah.
See, I
That makes my brain tired.
I have to have a story.
I still knock out.
Those kind of books make me want to get up and make to-do lists and notes in my phone, and I don't want to do that.
No, I'm not doing that.
Anyways, before we get too crazy here, make sure you guys follow us over on candidly_with_coffee on Instagram and leave us a review either on Apple Podcasts or Spotify because there's some reviews over there as well. And if you have not already checked out our show on Patreon, it is called Off Topic, and we post after shows over there and uncensored, unfiltered episodes of Off Topic once a week. So you can check us out over there. Once you sign up, you get content. All of the content that we've put out so far is in there, and there's quite a bit of stuff, binge-worthy, crazy episodes in there of things that we don't share over here on YouTube. Funny thing, I don't know if you are really open to talking about this, but I thought it was so funny that you've always had really good gut health. Always had really good gut health. As long as I've known you, you don't complain about being bloated or nauseous or nothing. You go to the bathroom regularly.
Yes,
like I've
for the most part,
honestly never known someone to have such good gut health. In fact, when you went to get your colonoscopy, it was like your prep for colonoscopy was like there was nothing. You weren't like needing the prep, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
And then in the actual colonoscopy, you were clean as a whistle too. So you've always never had issues. But you said to me the other day, and it was so funny to me. You're like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what happened to me at the gym the other day, but I looked down at my my stomach and I thought, what happened to my physique? Like my stomach was big, and I'm like, babe, that's called bloating. It's like you didn't know.
I'm like, wait a minute, did I all of a sudden gain 10 pounds I don't know of overnight? Hold on, did I defy the law of thermodynamics? I started questioning myself, what the fuck is my stomach sticking out for?
Because you literally have never really experienced bloating, so you did not know what it's like.
No. I looked down like I had a pooch.
I was like, babe, it's
where
bloat.
did my beautiful hard rock abs go, man? I'm
now you know why when I talk to clients about the importance of digestion, it's so important because a lot of times it can be a mental F, to be honest, because you think that you are not having results or you think it's not working, but because you're bloated and you can't differentiate the difference between being bloated or being like gaining weight. Because you literally said, and I quote, "What happened to my physique?"
I thought I got pregnant or something. Like, what the fuck is this? It was weird. I swear on everything. It was like, I looked down like, wait a minute, why the fuck I have a pooch?
Yeah, and we figured out, we think, what it was.
I know.
The cheese that you ate was bad.
I think so. It was past the expiration date by a lot. To March 23rd, 2024.
March?
That's what it said on the package.
It's August.
I know. I didn't look at it. It was in the fridge. I usually pay attention.
But it didn't have mold?
It didn't stink or have mold.
Did it have white?
I don't know.
For sure it was that. You know, one time Alyssa...
I mean, after that, I've been okay. I've been eating
One time Alyssa said she ate cabbage that she said, I thought it smelled a little strong, but I wasn't too concerned. It tasted okay. And she got really badly, like, sick. Ooh. Bloated and the whole nine.
I'm usually good about that. I think we both were watching Dr. Oz, and he says one way to tell about meats, if it's good or bad, if it has any kind of funky smell, anything of anything, dump it. Don't even risk it.
No.
So I've always done that. It didn't have a smell.
I don't mess around with expiration date. I'm one of those. I think that there's people in two families.
I slipped.
There's some people that, like, if it's past the expiration date but it looks and smells okay, they'll eat it. I'm someone, I'll throw something out if it's a day before the expiration date.
No,
I get
I'm not doing that.
Scared.
I grew up poor. Sorry, I'm not doing that. I'm not wasting food.
I know, but I'm so petrified of eating something
maybe,
bad.
not me. I won't do that. I'll do the smell too. If it smells okay and it's close, even if it's a day after, I'll still eat it. It's not that bad.
But March is a different story.
It's really when they put that, it has to be sold by that date or sold before that date. Really, that's what it's for. Doesn't mean it's going to be bad.
It says best before, usually.
Or for sale, some have different things.
If it says sell by, then it still has a couple extra days on it.
Yeah, but I was,
but
I went a little too far. I didn't. Stupid. I'm gonna pay more attention now. Usually I pay attention to everything. I just threw some other cheese. I was bad.
Yeah, I pay attention. I tried to go through the fridge and get rid of stuff. The problem is I'm not sure what's ours and what everyone's buying their own groceries.
I know. It gets confusing.
So I get confused. I don't want to throw out, but I'm scared about
especially you. You're more sensitive to your stomach than I am. Bad. You've had a lot of stomach issues, tons of bloating. I've seen you get pregnant like literally within a day. Your stomach's like just gassy. It grows.
Yeah, it's
crazy. I've never seen that on nobody in my life. You're the only person I've ever met that I've known that's happened to.
Yeah, luckily it has not happened like that bad in a while. But sometimes I do, like I'll go through like a few days where something is just off a little bit.
You can't have oils from the restaurants. You have to be careful.
Yeah, like if something has like an oily swirl in it or something, I have to be really careful because it will make me sick. I can have olive oil, so I'm not sure like exactly what it is that's happening. But when I have stuff like that, or fried foods, forget it. Fried foods mess me up.
Yeah. What about when you had sushi at a restaurant, Santana Row, and you got really sick? We thought for sure you were allergic to fish. We're positive.
Because I was
positive.
Really sick.
Yeah, we're positive. No.
Yeah.
Your test came back negative.
They did. I don't know what happened that day, but something got me really sick. Something in that shrimp. I was violently sick by the time we got home. And vacation.
Used to always, without a doubt, every time we went somewhere out of town, except Vegas. For some reason, Vegas, you didn't get like that, but Miami, not so much New York, but like Mexico, Miami, you always got
coastal
sick.
Stuff. I felt like it's like seafood stuff, and I think that I feel like I'm lacking some enzymes to break down certain maybe bad bacteria, whereas some people, their gut health's a little stronger.
Yeah.
So as I accumulate bacteria maybe that my body's not used to, as I go about the trip eating the seafood, then by the end of the trip, it like the bacteria overtakes what my body can handle. That's why it always gets bad at the end.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Bad. Super bad.
Yeah.
That's why the last time I saw you that bad was Hawaii.
Hawaii was horrendous. Hawaii, yes. I remember I remember my stomach was so big on the airplane that I couldn't even sit down comfortably. Like my stomach was hard and it was so big that I had to like lean back. It was terrible. But
we should have took pictures. Man, if we had a picture to post it up, these people would probably be like, wow, look at her.
I might have a picture of my bloated belly from Mexico. I remember I took it. But another thing I realized is I am just a very routine person. I have to stick to my routines for my gut health also. Even for like my going to the bathroom, like going number 2.
Yes.
Like I realized I was kind of like not regular, which was weird because I've always regular. I take my daily cleanse from 1UP, and it was like punishment because I wasn't doing my steps. I got busy for a week. It was like a week leading up to San Diego, I think, and I didn't do my steps on the treadmill. And I have a routine. I think that the treadmill helps me go to the bathroom, and so I didn't go because I didn't go to the treadmill. So it's like my body didn't go number 2. And so I got like kind of my digestion got all messed up.
Damn.
And then when I went back to doing the treadmill, right back on track.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird?
You got like a tracking device. Like if I go, then you come right behind me. Like timing is like too perfect sometimes.
No, because you think that the bathroom is like a campground. You take longer than is necessary.
No.
You're on your phone.
I take as long as I need to.
You get your computer up there. You got the computer up. You're watching fights. I know if the laptop is on the counter, we're in trouble on the bathroom counter.
Sometimes it takes a little while to clean out. Sometimes it's fast. Sometimes it takes longer.
It's annoying. All right, you guys, let's take a little break for Transcend, and we will be right back. When's the last time you switched your budget around? If you're spending cash on eating out and buying clothes, but you don't want to spend a bit on your health, what are you even doing? Every day, from the moment you wake up until you go to bed, you have a series of choices that will make or break you. The things you eat, your physical activity or lack thereof, your sleep, it all adds up. Personally, I care about what I put in my body, and I found that it's hard to put a price on feeling like you're ready to take on the world every day. That's why I leverage the power of hormone optimization and fully customized peptide protocols from Transcend. If you're ready to take your health to the next level, head over to the link transcendcompany.com/ESCOElite and fill out an intake form today. All right, you guys, we are back. As you can see, Transcend is having a 25% off sale. So, I definitely recommend checking that out. Tezofensine and IGF-LR3 is 25% off right now.
I don't take tenzofensine, but IGF-LR3, legit.
Yeah, I don't take IGF-LR3.
It does work on the hunger, though. I mean, it does increase hunger. That's the only downfall.
I think anything that's like growth hormones, I think that's what IGF-LR3 is, right? It helps stimulate growth hormone, which helps put on lean mass and burn body fat. But it does make you hungry.
Yes, it
does. As well. But it gets bad in the beginning, but then it tapers off.
It's tapering off.
Yeah, so that's now's a good time to check out Transcend if you're interested in any of those peptides, because that's a nice discount on the peptides. You know what? Speaking of peptides, I had to say that it's very funny. I've had a few people reach out to me that, they're like, oh, I got to do some research on the peptides, like, because I'm a little nervous about taking it or whatever. Same people that recreational drug users potentially in time. Like,
man, I got a boy. He probably doesn't listen to this. Listen, man, he done everything under the sun, and you're worried about you got to do your homework on peptide research. Like, bro,
the same person that's popping a random ass pill that some stranger in a Vegas nightclub is going to do some research about the peptide.
Hold on, let me go vet you real quick. I'm going to do a background. Where did you get it from? Let me go cite the source. Like, come on, man. And alcohol. Let's be honest. How many people drink alcohol?
Yeah. I just think it's funny because it's so like it just doesn't make sense. Like, make it make sense. I know people who like will gladly, partake in recreational drug use, like, and get it from a friend or something like that, go in the bathroom and do their thing. And that same person will be like, oh, I don't know. Is it safe?
Yeah.
For a peptide?
Yeah, but you just blew a big ass line of coke up your nose. I mean, is that safe? I mean, let's be honest. Call it what it is.
People are not congruent sometimes, or they don't like. They're not logical with it. Like, this is coming from Transcend is a telehealth company with actual physicians. You have to have
real
prescriptions
doctors
for a lot of their medications that they recommend, and some it's a reputable company. It's not some black market
it's not
basement
some hokey pokey. I'm not gonna listen. I've had a stroke 6 months ago. I've had blood pressure. You think I'm gonna put bullshit in my body and risk my health and losing my life? Hell no.
Yeah, in fact, some of the peptides that you're on, I can't take because of my health history, like my family health history and different like precursors that I might have. So there's certain things I don't take because of that, according to their recommendations, right? Same with you. There's certain things that I take that you can't take. Like, they didn't recommend tezofensi for you.
Nope.
You would have liked that.
Of course I would have.
But, because it's
raises blood pressure.
Right. So
it's a no-go for me.
Yeah. Anyways, so I just think
there
it's
y'all
funny.
go, man. There's our spill.
Yeah, but another thing that I think is funny is a lot of people have been kind of like, a lot of people have their opinions of what the quote unquote influencers. So now they're saying like, oh, all of a sudden every influencer out there is telling everyone that they have to balance their hormones and get on peptides. And then this one particular person put out this video, and she's like, FYI to anyone who knows, when an influencer says peptides, they're referring to Ozempic. False. That's what I'm saying. False. There's hundreds of peptides.
Yeah, right.
So no, that is not true.
Yeah.
Because if they're trying to say like, are they being like, shady about maybe they're using peptides. Oh, the influencer you're watching that's saying she's using peptides, she's using Ozempic. No, I don't use Ozempic or semaglutide or GLP-1 at all. Never have, never will.
First off, look at your face and look at your body. You look skinny, fat, and shriveled. That look, you could tell. You could kind of spot an Ozempic body, and it's in the face. They get really like sucked in the face. A lot of them.
No, but it's just funny because that's the new thing, and no, it's not trendy to balance your hormones. By the way, if you're freaking menopausal, you gotta take the hormones, because every other hormone on the planet that if you don't have, if it's messed up, if your thyroid's messed up, a doctor has no problem. Okay, let's give you a thyroid hormone to fix that up.
I know someone who takes that,
But all of a sudden, but no estrogen. It's like, oh, you can deal with it. It's normal. It's just menopause. No, I need that hormone. I'm 48 years old. I still need that.
I got a lot of life left. Who said I'm ready to kick the bucket?
Yeah.
According to you people are weirdos, man.
Anyway, so these like people like that are trying to shame other people who are promoting balancing hormones like HRT and peptides. Like, know what you're talking about first, because no, not everybody is talking about Ozempic, and they're not talking about just randomly balancing your hormones. We're talking about women in perimenopause and menopause who need estrogen, progesterone, testosterone to function like happy, healthy human beings.
Sounds like the man side. Sounds like the young dudes in their 20s who will try to talk shit and say some backhanded comment to a dude my age. Oh, TRT or something. But like, hold up, kid, how old are you? There you go. You shouldn't talk. You're not this age. You know what I'm saying? And as a matter of fact, there's kids your age in their 20s doing TRT. What's up with that? I'm old. I'm almost 50. I know. Father time isn't defeated. Sorry, man. Good luck when you make it up to my age and see how you feel. You'll be doing the same damn thing.
It's just crazy to me like that. They always say that. TRT?
Yeah.
HRT?
Yeah, it's a miracle drug. It got me jacked. It got me fit. But I've been doing this since I was 14, 15. 35 years in the game. But yeah, somehow that drug made me, come on, get out of here.
I swear.
I'll go in on them sometimes.
I don't. I ignore it. But we know you don't.
No, I like clowning them.
All right, you guys, let's take a little break for a message about BBC 14, and we'll be right back. If you're in menopause and you want to get in the best shape of your life, you have to come inside of Jay's Body Bootcamp. It's my 8-week online program. I teach you how to unlock the code to your dream body by implementing my 4 simple protocol. You will look and feel better than ever with no restriction, no rigid rules. I'll give you my exact blueprint on what I do in order to look and feel better than I ever have before. I also teach you how to maintain your results long term. This is not a cookie cutter fad diet. Come inside of Jay's Body Bootcamp and let's unlock your code. Doors only open every 2 months and they're about to open again. Make sure you're on that list so you can get registered and get started. Let's work on your dream body. All right, you guys, get on that wait list because BBC 14 is around the corner and it's going to be a good one. Link is going to be in the description. So make sure you get on the list because the list gets a little bonus extra time in the boot camp. All right, moving on to my hot coffee topic. It is about Jessica Simpson. So Jessica Simpson, she looks amazing, by the way. She looks so good. You know, she stopped drinking, lost weight, like just got her life back.
Yeah.
Like in 2017, she stopped drinking, but she was doing
Good for her, man. Good for her.
She did a post on Instagram. She's holding a glass of milk, some promo for milk, honestly. But someone said, would you stop drinking already? Or made a stupid like comment, just assumed it was a cocktail, you know? And so she replied back going, excuse me, ma'am, I've been sober since November 1st of 2017. Best years of my life, but thank you very much. God bless. But people are just so nasty.
They are. You know why? They're mad at themselves. Internally, deep-rooted, they're bothered. They're triggered. So they want to take that out on other people doing well, doing better for their lives, doing better for themselves.
Yeah, it's always a self-reflection.
Yeah,
for sure.
There you go. Bingo.
It is.
Always.
It
Always.
is.
Somebody looks better than them. Somebody's doing better than them. They're mad because you're disciplined. They're not. It's all of a sudden it's your fault because you're going to the gym crushing and they're not. Oh, it's my fault that you're lazy. It's not. I didn't create you. Don't be mad at me.
It's just funny. A lot of people assume things too. You know what they say? Don't never assume things. That makes an ass out of you and me.
Facts. Big time. I love that.
I know. I love that. But she is doing really good. So she has been sober now for 7 years. I read her memoir. It was pretty good. She talked about how, you know, she was down bad with alcohol.
You don't remember how she used to look? Wasn't she?
Puffy. She had alcohol
super
puff.
bad.
She had that bloated
everything
alcohol face. I have that bloated alcohol face. Not that I was an alcoholic because I wasn't, but I was drinking enough to not give my body enough time to purge the alcohol.
Yeah.
You know? Do you know what I read that I thought was so interesting? When you get that flush from alcohol,
yeah,
it is because your body is not having enough time to purge the toxins and the toxins are building up.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, the toxins are building up and that's literal inflammation. Inflammation leads to, it's a marker for disease, for cancers, for disease. And that's why if you drink alcohol a lot, it increases the risk of cancer and things like that. But that flush, a lot of people get it. It's like they're allergic. They lack a certain enzyme to break down alcohol as well.
Yeah.
But that is not good. It's an actual buildup of toxins that causes the redness.
It's crazy. I read that in NASA, and it talked about the certain culture that gets it the worst.
Yeah, Asian people of Asian descent, I believe, lack an enzyme. And correct me, please, if I'm wrong.
This
in the
was a
comments.
NASA sports medicine.
They lack an enzyme a lot of times that leads them to have trouble breaking down alcohol. Now, I'm not sure if it's the same thing as what I'm talking about, the whole inflammation thing, because I know that certain alcohols I'm allergic to. I think it has to do with the tannins, though, in red wine. I get nasally and instantly stuffed nose.
That's true, you do. I remember
and
that.
I get red. Yeah, and I get a little itchy, weird. So I've got something with the tannins. But I also read something that there's predictions out there that say that 10 years from now, which is not very long, alcohol is going to be looked at more like nicotine, not as socially accepted as it currently is. You know how nicotine, people still smoke, it's still legal, but it's not like...
But can I say something? Cut you off here? That is the one thing, and I try to do my best and ignore it, but nicotine, it fucking enrages me. I hate being near anyone who smokes. I hate even smelling it. Yesterday I went to San Francisco, visit my family. I parked in the parking lot and walk into my car and somebody's sparking one and I could instantly smell it. My blood just boils because I don't want to smell that. I feel like it's just toxins that I don't want to ingest, you know, or inhale.
Yeah.
Bothers me.
I can understand that with cigarette smoking because it impacts...
It's offensive to me.
It impacts the people around you.
Yes.
But I mean, if people are drinking alcohol around me...
No, that don't bother me. Not one bit.
It doesn't impact me. But it does when they start acting a fool, though.
Oh. I was just talking to somebody about that because they were like, my buddy Mike, shout out Mike, the one that put up the sound panels. He was going somewhere with this girl to like a concert or something. And I was like, how do you deal with it, bro? Because he's a recovering alcoholic. Yeah. You know, he can't even have a sip. Right. We'll take him out. So, you know, he's got to be around people who drink and be out. And I go, man, I don't know if I can handle it. I can handle it, bro, but at nighttime it's the different breed that comes out. People get a little too stupid, obnoxious, a little too comfortable. You know what I mean? When they get drunk, and I'd rather not be around that. My patience is very thin with those kind of people.
Yeah, I don't mind being around people drinking, but there's a difference between people drinking and drunk people. Drunk people, they get too, they don't mind my personal space. I'm like Dirty Dancing. This is my dance space. That's your dance. I have a personal space requirement, and I feel like they don't have, when you're drunk, you lose that. And that I can't stand. And I just can't stand when people, like, they want to touch you and talk to you and then get up in your face. You know?
that one right there, instant blood boil. When they want to get close to your face and talk like, yo, there's a 3-foot rule that I abide by. We got to keep that distance. Because if not, I'm going to create that distance. Yeah, I'm really like you. I don't know if it's an Aquarius thing or just us thing, but I get bothered. I don't like strangers all up in my mix.
Yeah.
I don't want them, don't touch me like you know me personally.
I just think drunk people are more likely to do that.
Yes.
But I do remember years ago, I used to work in a call center, and one of my coworkers, she had a space problem. Like, she would want to, like, grab me and, like, gossip and put her face so close to my face. And it just, like, it sends me into, like, a panic almost.
Yeah, right? Like, what are we doing? Get away. I got a boy like that, too. I ain't going to blast him, but... gets to talk to you, all of a sudden be like 3 feet away and all of a sudden be up in your face. Like, gets too excited. Yo, back up, bro. Like, I'm hearing you, dog. Like, relax. Stay over there. I got you. You don't need to be up in my grill.
I do not like when people get too close. All right, you guys, let's take a little break for 1UP Nutrition, and we'll be right back. It is no secret to you guys by now how much I love my 1UP Nutrition supplements. They are a part of my daily routine, from the daily cleanse and the Gut Health Plus that help keep my digestion on point, to their protein powders that I incorporate into so many different recipes. The ISO protein is very easy to digest and only 110 calories per scoop. The whey protein is delicious. The flavors are so good and always have little extra crunchy cookie pieces in them that just take the flavor to the next level. Their powders, like the Pure Rebuild and the pre-workout, are a staple in my daily workout routine. Their flavors are amazing. I'm alcohol-free these days, but I swear when I drink some of these flavors from 1UP, I actually feel like I'm having a delicious mocktail. Their products are third-party tested, so you know what you're getting. They're made in the USA. If you use code Janine at checkout for a discount. That's JEANINE. All right, we are back. I have a little hold my coffee. I actually have a couple. I have another one that came in kind of late, so it's not up on the screen.
Let's go.
The first one is, I saw that comment, the dude that commented on the post of you and I. Like, what is the point? He commented on Instagram, no disrespect, bro, but your wife looked better with a few extra pounds. She looked better in the before picture than the after. Like, in what universe do you think it is okay to comment to a man about his wife and like what she looked like before and that she looks better with extra? In what universe was this man raised, honestly? And his Instagram was not a troll page. It was a business. The man has a business.
He does.
An open page. I just thought to myself, oh my God, I'm embarrassed. I have embarrassment for this man and his wife, because why would you comment on somebody's post about their wife, and their wife?
I didn't even go that deep. I might have if he commented right more, I might have messaged the wife like, hey, what is this okay with your husband making a comment towards my wife? I'm just curious. Is that okay with you?
It's just weird
I would have
me.
went. I didn't even trip. I said something back, but nice, in a nice roundabout way. I didn't even go.
But I just thought to myself, like, wow, that's some balls.
Yeah, that's like me. That's like me. How would you feel if I did that?
Well, I mean,
there you go. We'll
I
flip
literally posted. I looked at his page. I scrolled down a little bit. It took me one scroll to see a picture of him and his wife. Like, how would he like if I just made a little comment right now, like commenting about
how she looks,
or how he looks?
I didn't do that.
You know, and I wouldn't want you to do that. That's terrible.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I would be, if you did that, like if I found out that you commented on someone's wife, like insulted somebody's wife on their page, like on their post, unprovoked, I would be pissed. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Now you got me thinking. Now I feel like tagging his wife and be like, hey,
no.
How do you feel about your husband?
No, that defeats the purpose. I'm saying, like, he should be embarrassed, because that is like.
Some people don't think, babe. If I wanted to be a dick, I'll message your wife and blast you. But I didn't even think about scrolling on his page.
I literally don't even.
I looked at it real quick.
And I wouldn't want you to do that. But I'm just saying, like, it just boggles my mind, because it wasn't like your typical troll. It was like
yeah, I saw it real quick, but I didn't scroll on
his business Instagram, an open page. He's a family man.
Yeah.
Like, it was just very strange. I'm like, dude, people are wild on the internet.
Yes, they are.
And the next.
Are we going to put them up?
No, I'm not going to put that one up. The next Hold My Coffee it comes to us from someone who just commented on my What I Eat in a Day video. And they just said, fruit, ? No, fruit, ? Because that particular day, apparently, I guess, I didn't have any fruit in that full day of eating. But it's like, what do you want me to answer to that?
Oh, sorry. I might have grabbed a few blueberries. I didn't report it. I might have ate a strawberry too. Let me report back to you. I would say something funny, like clowning.
It's just so funny, though. It's like,
People are so concerned. Why do fucking people care so goddamn much? Like, they're so concerned about everything.
I actually find it comical, and that's why I share it. I don't share it because I'm bothered. I share it because it's funny to me.
Yeah,
because if I don't eat greens, then it's, oh my God, where's the vegetable?
Yes.
If I don't eat like steak, oh my God, you don't eat red meat? If I don't eat fruit, it's like,
right.
Where's the fruit? It's just never ending.
I'm going to do a post about that, like that. Just kind of poking fun at, like, because today I was walking today and I did a story. And then towards the end of the story, I was telling on my Instagram, I go, hey, look, by the way, I'm having a Diet Coke. Chemical, please don't come for me. This would be silly, you know what I mean?
I know. I actually haven't had anyone comment on my Diet Coke in a minute. But
wow,
now that I say that.
Yeah, watch, I'm going to come.
Oh, my gosh.
Funny.
All right, moving on to Comment Corner. This one comes to us from Snug is the Cute. Sorry, I can hardly see, but let's see. I'm glad you bring up the link between cancer and obesity. I personally know 5 people in their 40s who are either battling cancer or have lost their battle. It is truly sad. I know it is hard for busy parents to make time for personal health, but our kids should be our greatest motivation to optimize our health.
Bingo, right there.
Yeah.
Enough said, that part. You have a duty as a parent, mothers and fathers listening to this, to live as long as you can for your children. Mm-hmm. You made them, you brought them on this earth. It's your duty to stay around for them as long as you can, to see them graduate high school, college, even become grandparents. But a lot of parents these days aren't doing that. They don't, it's like they give up.
I know. I'm actually like, I get envious of the people that they're older, they're like in their 60s and they still have like their mom alive. Like, wow, how cool is that?
Or like those videos you see, like where a daughter will be 60 and her mom will be 90 and they're like making videos and they both look like in good shape. Like, of course, because it makes you like, you miss your mom. Like, I wish I could have done this with my mother, you know?
Yeah, I'm like, dang, like I am kind of like, I'm only 48 and my mom is gone already. Like, I didn't really get her that long.
I mean, look, I'm 49. I got my mother to 39.
Yeah,
I only had her 39
crazy.
years. I'm the firstborn at that. My sisters, we didn't even think about that. My siblings had her less.
A lot
think about
less.
them. Think about the youngest. I didn't even think about that.
I do think about that. I think about, because I'm the youngest.
You're
I think
the
I
youngest.
got the least amount of years with my mom. You know what I mean?
You got 48. Well, how many years you got with her? 40?
No, she died 3 years ago, so 45 years.
Yeah, I mean, so my youngest sister, I don't know what, Marianne, 40, so she probably got her, dude, if I was 39, she was probably like 29, 30.
It's sad.
Yep.
All right, you guys, let's take a little break for Mega Fit Meals, and we'll be right back. Life is busy, and when I get busy and don't have time to meal prep, I reach into my freezer and grab a Mega Fit Meals. Mega Fit Meals are a macro-friendly meal prep, no subscription required, real quality ingredients. They switch up the menu. You guys, I love them. Their chicken tenders, the margarita pizza, the chicken quesadillas. I mean, this food sounds indulgent, but guess what? It fits right into your macros. Head over to their website and don't you forget to use code JEANINE. That's code Janine for a discount. All right. Let's talk about supplements a little bit. I think that, we take a lot of supplements. I know I take a lot of supplements.
Yes.
I love my supplement regimen, but I do feel like you have to have a little bit of knowledge when it comes to supplements. You can't just take everything. And I also feel like sometimes people will go and they'll shop for supplements and they'll pick the supplement that has like the highest amount. Like, ooh, this must be really good. It's so potent. But what if you don't need that much?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What if there is this, and I read, again, reading this announcement about supplements, your body could be toxic to some of these supplements. You got to be careful. Some could not sit well with your body.
Well, you have to pay. That goes hand in hand with being really in tune with your body and doing your best to feel your best so that when something is off, you can pinpoint it.
Yeah.
So like if I take something that doesn't agree with me, I'll know right away. You knew right away when you ate the bad cheese.
I didn't know what it was till I pinpoint like,
because you are never bloated.
Never.
So it was different for you. So I think with supplementation, a lot of that is, it's important to know that. It's also important to know that there are two kinds of vitamins that you could take. There's fat soluble. Fat soluble can be stored in the body. So fat soluble vitamins can accumulate. So you can overdo it with fat soluble vitamins. So you have to be careful. Some of the examples of fat soluble vitamins are A, D, E, and K. So it's very important to know that, number one, you need to make sure that you're taking those vitamins with fats to help with the absorption of the vitamin. But also you have to know what do you need? This also goes hand in hand with, are you going to the doctor? Are you getting regular blood work? I talk to clients quite frequently, and I've had some of my clients say, my doctor doesn't believe in blood work. I'm like, what?
What? Exactly. That's you better find your new doctor. And blood work tells a story.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think annual blood work is good enough. I think twice a year.
Yeah. I ain't even opposed to every 3 months.
I think twice a year.
Minimum. Because
blood work is going to tell a story too. Sometimes we might be alarmed by some things going on in our blood work, but what's really important is what are the differences? Like you get your blood work and that establishes a baseline, and then subsequent tests you compare. And if there's something that sharply changes on that chart, you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Why did my, vitamin D shoot up through the roof? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
So you can pinpoint things, right?
Yes.
But it is important that I feel like a lot of times people just say, oh, supplement with vitamin D, supplement with, vitamin C, all these different things. And people go overboard.
They do.
And then they can create a problem. But if you get regular blood work done, you'll be able to, you'll know if there's a problem because it'll show on your blood work. If you have elevated vitamin D or, too much vitamin C or whatever, you'll know. Now, vitamin C is actually water soluble though. So water soluble vitamins, it's not as critical to be mindful of your consumption in a cumulative way because the body does not store them.
No.
So it uses what it can, and then you pee the rest out. And that's why your pee is like changes color a lot of times too. But some of the examples of water-soluble vitamins are vitamin C and B vitamins. So you can't really overdo those. They usually are not You won't have elevated levels of those things in your blood. And if you do, then that would be something to question your doctor about, because your body doesn't store B vitamins. So you shouldn't have elevated levels of B vitamins. And those are the types of vitamins it's easy to be deficient in if you're not taking them, or you are not getting them from your food, again, because your body doesn't store them. Whereas the fat-soluble vitamin D and the other ones I mentioned, vitamin A, E, K, your body does store them. So it does accumulate and it'll use them as needed. But because it stores them, you can also accumulate too much.
You become toxic.
Yeah. But things like vitamin C, this is another one. Even though you can not necessarily overdose because your body's just going to pee it out. But if you take too much in one sitting, or if you're taking too much daily, you can have like an acute toxicity. So you can have like nausea, diarrhea, because you're overdoing the vitamin C. So I feel like people overdo vitamin C sometimes if they feel like they're going to get sick. Like, oh, I'm just going to take 5,000 milligrams.
They do. They go crazy with it. They overdo it. Or they overdo it while they're sick, thinking it's going to solve everything. I'm like, bro, just eat a bunch of oranges, man. You know,
yeah.
Well, you're gonna get sick. That will happen. You'll get diarrhea.
Yeah,
I think I've done it.
Yeah,
Overdid it.
You can't do that. So you have to be careful. Pay attention. The biggest thing when it comes to vitamins is pay attention to the recommended daily intake, the RDI. But here's the problem, though. A lot of people we're taking so much stuff, and some of the things we're taking have multiple things in them, and so the combination of everything exceeds what the RDI. So we might be taking like, I don't know, some energy drink has B vitamins in it, and then I take B vitamins, and then I have too much B vitamins that could upset your stomach, right? But where it becomes a problem is those fat-soluble vitamins, because the fat-soluble vitamins, you can elevate the levels in your body and they can become toxic. And if you also start thinking about minerals also, that can be a problem as well. So some other things you need to be mindful of is things like zinc. You can definitely overdo zinc. It becomes toxic. Like you have to call poison control type of thing.
Oh, wow.
And you know what's made this an issue? Gummy vitamins. People overdo vitamins because they get addicted to the gummy vitamins and eat them like candy. Like zinc. I know of someone who their child got into the zinc gummy vitamins and they had to call poison control.
Really?
Yeah. It's toxic.
Damn.
It's toxic.
Remember the vitamins they gave us as kids, the Fred Flintstone ones?
Exactly.
They tasted like candy almost. They were good, actually.
So, in fact, there's a lot of debate whether multivitamins itself are even beneficial. It's like you're taking a little bit of everything in there.
Yeah.
But then there's also some people that say, no, it's great to have a multivitamin because you're kind of plugging nutritional gaps. I currently don't take a multivitamin. I used to.
Oh, you don't?
I don't.
I do.
I don't take a multivitamin.
How about fish oil?
Fish oil is something that you can overdo, but is essential. You do need it.
Yes, I'll take.
So, but again, you can overdo it. So you have to pay attention to the recommended daily intake. We don't, we take what we're supposed to take. Mm-hmm. But you can overdo it and it can cause issues with clotting of your blood, thinning of the blood.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, there are certain supplements that if you're going to go into surgery or something like that, you have to discontinue before surgery, and fish oil is one of them because it could impede your ability to clot.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. So fish oil, that's definitely one of them. Magnesium is something that you should stay within your recommended daily allowance, which is 400 milligrams is your RDI on magnesium.
Yeah.
Most people don't overdo magnesium. They usually are deficient, and it's important to not be deficient in magnesium because it's responsible for a lot of things in your body. There's a lot of processes that are magnesium is responsible for. But there's other things you have to be careful of. Iron can become toxic if you overdo it. But on the flip side, if you're deficient in iron, that's a problem too. So you have to know your needs.
True.
I think that's important. Supplementation is not something that you should just throw spaghetti at the wall and hope it's doing something. You really should know what you're taking, why you're taking it, when to take it, how to take it, and most importantly, if you are on prescription medication, you better make sure that the supplements you're taking do not interfere with your prescriptions.
That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. You're absolutely right, because I take prescriptions. I take 4 different pills for my blood pressure. I got to be careful.
You have to be careful. You have to kind of separate it out by a good amount of hours. Like there's certain things, like we take calcium, but you shouldn't take calcium with your prescriptions. It could inhibit the absorption of the prescription. Like I know my thyroid meds, very specific. I have to take my thyroid meds on an empty stomach, nothing else. No food, no other supplementation, nothing for an hour.
Interesting.
Do you separate your prescriptions from your?
Yeah.
And
I don't
with
take
yours,
them all at the same time.
When you started your prescriptions, I did some research on the supplements you were taking to make sure that you could still take certain things, because there are certain things that interfere with your medications that you're on.
Yeah.
I remember looking up certain things, but if you're under the care of a doctor, which you are, if you are on prescriptions, you need to verify your supplementation with your doctor, because you got to be careful. And there's just certain things that, I feel like, because gummy vitamins, hair vitamins, people are taking or a lot of times foods and fruits and things like that, they're all fortified. They're already they're fortified with minerals and vitamins. So if you're eating all these fortified foods, then you're also supplementing. There might be a chance you're overdoing something.
Yeah.
And pay attention to how you feel, because certain things, like if you're having certain things will cause heart palpitations, anxiety, nausea, vomiting, or the reverse. If you overdo, I think it's magnesium. If you overdo magnesium, your heart rate gets slow, and everything slows down. Your blood pressure drops. Things slow down. So, you have to. When I start to really look into this stuff, it boggles my mind that there's people out there that just go about their life not just crossing their fingers and hoping everything's okay.
Not only that, there's a lot of people. Listen, a lot of people out there. I got a family member too. So my doctor says I need to take vitamins. My energy's low. And I'm like, no, you need to do more than that. You need to exercise. You need to lose weight. And you need to do your homework on which vitamins you need to be taking. Not just be popping a bunch of random ass pills thinking this is all I need. No. Furthest from the truth. That's another assumption. People think all of a sudden, I'm going to take vitamins and be healthy. No. It's more than just vitamins. It's a whole lifestyle that we follow.
You know what you could do is track your vitamins in your tracker. So like our tracker, our food tracker for our clients, or if you use a MyFitnessPal or something, track your supplements too, and verify, your totals for the day. Make sure you're within your RDI.
That's a good idea.
Because you're getting stuff from food, and then you're getting supplementation from multiple different sources. And I think sometimes you don't know that collagen drink you're taking also has potassium and zinc and this and that. And then you're taking airborne because you don't want to get sick, and it's got zinc and it's got vitamin C and da-da-da. Then you're taking a vitamin C tablet, and then you're taking your multivitamin. It also has some zinc in it. Now your zinc level, you're toxic, and then you're throwing up and you don't know why, or you're,
That's a good point. That's like me taking a pill form of electrolytes. Mm-hmm. Imagine if I throw in my vitamins. Mm-hmm. Why would I do that when I already take a packet every morning? There's no need for me. Unless it's a hot ass day and I'm hella sweating that day, or I have a migraine or headache, then I could take another electrolyte packet depending on conditions I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Like on fasted days, I'll make an example. We fasted. Very good to take electrolyte twice a day for energy and also because sometimes you get the headache, that brain fog. It helps with that.
Another one, I know that like in the keto space, it was kind of tricky because when you're on the keto diet and you're not eating carbs, you need electrolytes. You have to have electrolytes because you're not holding on to water from your carbohydrates. So if you do not have electrolytes, it can cause severe issues, right?
Cramping.
Especially potassium, magnesium, sodium even. But there's a fine line like with potassium, because with potassium, you can overdo it. And if you overdo potassium, it could have serious implications to your health, your heart. You can have a heart attack.
Yes. How I know about that, you're 100% right. Because when I went through my leg injury, compartmental syndrome. They said my potassium levels were highly elevated. Mm-hmm. I don't know what, because of my injury, I guess, and I had to be careful because they go, that's dangerous, it's toxic, because if it gets to your heart, it could be game over. Mm-hmm. I didn't know this. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It kind of scared me. Like, well, are you serious?
Yeah.
My own body will kill me? Like, yep.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
I know that, like, my mom, when she was in hospice, you know, trying to keep her alive as long as possible to be with us, she her body wasn't processing the potassium anymore, so the potassium levels were elevating in her blood, and they gave us this medication to bind to the potassium to take the levels back down, which would keep her alive. It would keep her from going into cardiac arrest, you know, prematurely. But again, you know, I think a scary thing is when people, they're on keto, right? And a lot of people, like, they're on keto and they're taking all these supplements and they're eating avocados and doing all these things to make sure they get their potassium levels high. Well, maybe they fall off the wagon. They're still taking their keto supplements. Now they're overdoing their potassium. It's a problem.
Yeah, you're right.
But again, knowledge, it's knowledge. But when you start messing with that stuff and you don't know, you can think you're doing all these great things for yourself. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm taking all these supplements. Look at all this stuff. And really, you're not. Yeah. You know? And that's why I think I personally kind of got away from a multivitamin, because I thought I'm just going to take things that I know I need. Mm-hmm. Like, I know I don't get enough, you know, of the omegas, right? So I take my fish oil because I don't eat salmon frequently, very rarely, right? So I'm not, and I'm, you know, a little bit of avocado, it's not enough. So I know I need that. I know I need magnesium. You know, B vitamins I'm not too worried about because it's not something that you can overdo. You know, I take my vitamin C daily from one source. Again, not easy to overdo if I'm only taking it from one source. But that way I have better tabs on what exactly I'm taking. But if you start to layer in things that have multiple things in there, you're going to lose count of what you're doing. And you can easily overdo something.
Yeah, I don't take iron and I don't take vitamin D. I get my sunlight every day.
You get plenty, yeah.
I walk Pablo 3 miles a day, and I'm getting tons of sun. I stay dark, so I don't need it. And the milk. Mm-hmm. We drink a lot of fucking milk, Fairlife milk.
It's fortified too. The milk, the Fairlife is fortified. So, but you definitely get enough vitamin D. I take a vitamin D supplement. I do not. I do not walk outside. I walk on the treadmill. Yes. I do not get a lot of sun. I take my vitamin D supplement. But I also get blood work every 6 months, and my levels are good. Now, if my blood work showed like, hey, vitamin D's a little heavy, I would kick back on the vitamin D. Yeah. Maybe take it every other day, not take it as often, take a smaller dose. But I would pull back on that. But that's, again, why it's also important to, you know, get your blood done. I feel like the blood is like the wind. There's two windows into what's going on internally, and it's in the toilet and it's in the blood work.
Now, it's a double-edged sword, though. It does tell the story, but a lot of people who are overweight will say, "Well, my blood work's healthy, so I'm healthy." They fall back on that too.
Yeah,
I know it's a different story, different topic, but
no, I agree with you. They get false confidence by that, but a lot of times it's also denial, because it's like it's healthy for you and this is good for you, but this is not optimal. It's still not optimal.
Yeah.
You know, I know a lot of people are in denial about certain things, like, you know, oh, I don't have diabetes, so they figure like, oh, I'm not pre-diabetic. Yeah, but you're not pre-diabetic, but you're pretty high on this range on your A1C. Yeah. So that means that your blood sugar is pretty high. You know, that could be better. You can still, you know, be better, and your blood work is good until it's not.
Yes.
It will catch up to you. You can't outrun it. If you're not doing the things you need to do, eventually it's going to come back, you know, and it's not going to be optimal.
I keep saying that, like, you're outrunning it for now, but it's on your ass. It's going to get you.
Yeah.
Eventually it's going to get you.
And there's certain things, like, you know, like our major organs, like, pay attention to those things, okay? Your kidneys, are those optimal? Your liver, okay? Yes. Those are major organs.
They have to operate on it.
You're not just trying to, like, you don't want them to be like, oh, okay, as long as it's not showing that, you know, I have liver disease, I'm cool. No. You need to make sure that sucker is good and optimal.
Good, especially kidneys. Good.
You want that to be, that's your filtration system. You're worried about doing these juice detoxes and all this other crap. Well, you don't have, if your kidneys and your liver go, like, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. People are, it's funny you say juice, and people rely on juice, and like juice is an end all, be all. It's going to fix all.
They're like, I want to detox. No, my liver works just fine
Just
for the
fine. Yeah.
for the detoxing, you know. But those are the things you need to pay attention. You need to pay attention to
Stop drinking,
your blood
there's your
work.
detox.
Well, fatty liver, like if you have fatty liver,
Yeah,
That's,
I've had a few clients with fatty liver, and thank goodness they were able to reverse it for the most part, you know, because
that is a hello, you know, like if you're pre-diabetic or fatty liver, that's coming up in your blood work, either one of those, you've got some serious lifestyle changes to make if you care about living. Because yeah, you're alive right now, but you're taking time off the back end.
Yeah.
You're taking time off the back end if you're not mindful of that.
Yep. Big facts.
You know, so it goes both ways. There's the people that ignore it all and just go about their business, right? And then there's the people that do too much, like the people that are like overdoing it on the vitamins, the minerals, all the supplementation. So I think somewhere around there is a happy medium. I think the most important thing is to, you know, knowledge is power. And I know the saying is ignorance is bliss, but it's really not.
I have a question before we go. And I haven't read this in anywhere yet. Can we OD on protein powders?
Can you OD on protein
not
powders?
OD like die, but is it toxic at a certain point to drink too much?
No, so like protein in general, like it's an astronomical amount of protein grams. I don't remember what it is. It's like 400 grams of protein could be an issue with the kidneys. Unless you have your kidneys are not optimally functioning. Unless you have renal disease or, you know, CKD, something like that, where you need to scale back on your protein or your phosphates or whatever. Unless you have an issue there, you can handle a good amount of protein, and that it does not damage the kidneys. The kidneys have no problem processing protein if you have healthy kidneys. So if you haven't been told that they're not healthy, or if there's no reason for you to believe that, don't worry. But yeah, who's going to take in like 300 grams of protein?
Nobody. But there are some people out there. I have seen this, not just her, but I've seen it. People are like, I don't remember who, but somebody even said this to me. It's like, I'd really like to take things that are like chemically or something. Like they pretty much they threw protein powders as chemically because it's powder form. Like,
and that goes back to our other episode. You'll refer to the chemical police episode. I think it just came out. It's in the same vein as that. Your body processes it. Protein is not cumulative. What the body doesn't use, you
excrete it out.
It goes out. It's either converted and stored as carbohydrates, because it literally can be converted into carbohydrates, or it exits the body. So it's not bioaccumulative. So
there you go.
Don't worry about it. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.